What a great state. Well, you know, I just landed and I was watching on the way in and I heard Fox say that they have a couple of thousand people. Well, this is not a couple of thousand people, folks. And over there's thousands of people trying to get in. I wish the fire department would let them in all fairness. We're outside. You don't need a fire marshal. We're outside. So fire marshal, will you let the people in, please? I assume the fire marshal's a Democrat, I assume. Unbelievable, it never stops. But I'll tell you, we have had an amazing time. We just left, as you know, another section of Florida, which is a great, great section, especially if you like horses. And we had a crowd that you would not have believed, over 15,000 people. And they couldn't get them all in either. They never can, because there's a movement going on that's amazing. And in 27 days, we are going to win Florida, and we are going to win back the White House. We're going to bring back our jobs. We're going to renegotiate our disastrous trade deals. We're going to reduce surging crime, which is going down at bad numbers. We're going to cut taxes, big league, and she is going to raise your taxes, big league. We're going to get rid of many of our unnecessary regulations, lift the restrictions on American energy, and we're going to end Common Core. We're going to reduce the cost of college, which is going up at record-setting pace. Make childcare affordable, so important. And we are going to repeal and replace the disaster known as Obamacare. We're going to put America first, and we're going to be united in our love for our country. We are a divided country right now, divided almost like never before. We are going to be a united country again. This election is a simple choice. It's a choice between putting our faith in a corrupt establishment or putting our faith in you, the American people. I just said in front of this big crowd, we just literally left. Can't believe we're going to end up doing, the last 2 weeks I said we're going to do 4 or 5 of these a day. Can you believe that? Now, let me ask you, first of all, Hillary has very small crowds, nobody cares. But how many of these do you think Hillary could do a day? Maybe a half. I was in this massive, it was just like a really hot building. It was a steam tub. It was over 100 degrees. We went for an hour and 10 minutes. The people were unbelievable. And I said jokingly, I said, if the people of Florida don't vote for me, I'm going to be very angry. And one of the news commentators said, Donald Trump admonished the people of Florida. And you know who I'm talking about. These guys are so crooked. They're worse than Hillary Clinton. I think they might be more crooked than Hillary, and that's saying a lot. Isn't that amazing? No, I couldn't believe it. I'm watching it. I said, I'm going to be so angry at the people of Florida. Joking, everybody's joking, everybody's laughing. And he said, he admonished the people of Florida. They make us sound like such jerks. It's unbelievable. I'll tell you what, these are the most dishonest people you'll ever see. These are horrible, horrible people. Not in all cases, but most of them. And you know who I'm talking about back there? You should be ashamed of yourself. It's a choice between the pessimism of Hillary Clinton and the optimism of a movement powered by millions of people all over the country. She's been there for 30 years and hasn't done anything but fail. Take a look at what she's done. And during the last debate, which look, I want to be partial and all, which I won big league. I mean, that was how about this? I'm standing at the podium, my podium. I'm standing by my chair, right? I'm standing. And she walks across. I said, "Hi, Hillary, how you doing?" And she walks across, and she stands in front of me. And then the next day I wake up, I say, "Oh, we got all good reviews." By the way, of all of the online polls, we won 10 out of 10 by big margins. But forget it. So I'm standing at my podium, by my chair. She walks across the room. She's standing in front of me, right next to me. And the next day I said, "What did the paper say?" They said, "He invaded her space." I invaded her space. Believe me, the last space that I want to invade is her space. I don't want to invade her space. We're still trying to let these poor people come in. Come on, fire marshal, do your job. She shouldn't be allowed to run for president. She shouldn't be allowed. I'm telling you, she should not be allowed to run for president. Based on her crimes, she should not be allowed to run for president. It's time for a new direction. Our movement is about rebuilding our country, reuniting our citizens, and revitalizing the spirit of our nation. I'm asking you to believe in America once again. I'm asking you to believe in the American dream once again. We do! It's going to happen. The deadline for voter registration has just been extended. Make sure to register. Yeah! Folks, who here has not registered? You have permission, front row. The guy stands here for hours and he's not registered. You have permission to leave here right now and register. Not a lot of people. Anybody not register here? Anybody? That's great. Wow, that's impressive. I think we're going to have a little Brexit coming up on November 8th. Because Hillary's dying with her crowds. You know, they have to fill in the seats. You see the crowd she had yesterday? So. And you saw the crowds that we're getting all over, every place. Not just in Florida, no matter where we go. Ohio, Pennsylvania. And it's a movement like they've never seen before. So we've had an interesting time, but the press isn't reporting it. You know what they're talking about, right? WikiLeaks, right? You hear this from WikiLeaks? It's big stuff, but the press does not report it. Because honestly, without the press, without the media, Hillary Clinton is nothing. She's nothing. Okay? She's nothing. And she talks about my relationship with the Russians. What do I know about the Russians? What do I know about the Russians? Then they said, he borrows money from... I don't borrow money from the Russians. I promise you I don't have any deals with Russia. I had Miss Universe there a couple of years ago. Other than that, no. I have nothing to do. But then on WikiLeaks it came in that she's saying all these wonderful things about Putin. Okay? Maybe we should reverse it. We'll reverse it. Except for one thing. I think if we got along with the Russians, that would be good. And frankly, if we got along with the Russians and together we knocked the hell out of ISIS, that would be great. To me, that would be smart. Okay? But we don't run government smart. We have people that are not smart running government. How about the 800 people that were going to be deported? You saw that 3-4 weeks ago. They were going to be deported. They were not such good people. They were going to be deported. You know, in this country, when they want to deport you, you got to be bad. And by the way, ICE just gave us their endorsement, first time ever. Yes! And the Border Patrol, all the agents just gave us, 16,500 agents just gave us their support. So then 800 people going to be deported. They had a problem. Instead of deporting them, they became United States citizens. And instead of 800 people, I got some bad news for you. It turned out to be 1,800 people. They became United States citizens. So then I said, all right, they made a mistake. You know what kind of a mistake it was, right? Bing, bing, bing.
Next.
Okay. Don't kid yourself. Good chance of that. Well, does everybody see that? The front row people know exactly, right? But I said, all right, they made a mistake. That's okay. Just undo it and deport them. They said, that would not be constitutional, sir. I said, that wouldn't be. In other words, we're violating our Constitution. How stupid are our leaders? How stupid are we to be led by these incompetent people? And all Obama does is campaign. All he does is campaign. I have a feeling he doesn't want to see me get in. Do you agree with that? Remember when he said, Donald Trump, he said Donald Trump will never win the Republican primary. He will never win. Well, sorry, folks, but that's what it is. Sorry, President. The Hillary Clinton documents released by WikiLeaks make more clear than ever just how much is at stake on November 8th. She would be the most dishonest and the most corrupt person ever elected to high office. The WikiLeaks emails show the Department of Justice fed information to Clinton. Now think of this. She's under investigation. The Department of Justice. You know what? Oh, really? Oh, a doctor. Is there a doctor in the house? Thought it was a protester. We don't have any protesters. Is there a doctor in the house? We got to take care of people. Always take care of people.
USA! 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 USA!
So, we love those people. You know, they stand here for hours. They stand here for hours. And I'll tell you what, see that woman, she went down, she'll be back. They all come back. We had one yesterday in a tremendous heat wave, I mean, the place was hot. And then, you know, I always like to say it's 100 degrees because it is. Because sometimes if it's really hot, and if I'm doing a little sweating, not too much, I'm not too bad. We've all seen worse on the campaign trail, haven't we? But if I'm doing a little, they'll say, Donald Trump was sweating. It's 109 degrees in these rooms. But you know, these people, when they go down, they do go down. And they all come back. I don't even know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But our friends have courage. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. All right, make sure she's great. So the Department of Justice fed information to the Clinton campaign about the email investigation so that the campaign could be prepared when they came in for the interview. Did you ever hear anything? We have Mayor Giuliani, one of the great mayors, one of the great prosecutors. Yeah. Where is he? Where's our mayor? Where is our mayor? As you know, he was one of the great prosecutors. He said, as long as I've done this, I've never heard of anything. And what's happened with the FBI is so sad. And you have great, great people in the FBI. And I wouldn't know, although it looks like we're reading stories about it, they are so disgusted at what's gone on at the top. They cannot even believe what's going on with the great institution of the FBI. They cannot believe what is going on at the FBI. These are unbelievable Americans. These are unbelievable people. They cannot believe. And for the Attorney General to meet in the back of an airplane with Bill Clinton just prior to making this totally phony decision, this totally disgusting phony decision, to meet in the back of an airplane because he just happened to be there. He just happened to be. He was in Arizona, a place that I love and a place we're going to win big, by the way. You watch.
Yeah.
because they like having borders. They are getting inundated with drugs. But he was in Arizona. Now, do you know how hot it was that day? It was so hot. So he was there to play golf, he said, right? But he happened to see the plane. Oh, that's the Attorney General. Gee, that's what a coincidence. Let me go into the back of the plane. See that plane and other planes that I've had over the years? I've never had anyone like, oh, gee, I see somebody on the runway. Oh, let him in for a little while. Let's chat. Never had anybody in years and years. So she let him in. Oh, come on in. Hi, how you doing? How's everything? They talked about grandchildren. And they talked about what else? They talked about golf. Now, 39 minutes is a long time. Let's figure you talk about the grandchildren for 3 and the golf for 3.5. You know, it probably gets up and shows the swing or something, right? You don't have any room in the plane. That's the problem. Not in that plane. That plane. But, well, I'm only kidding. But tell me, then he left and nobody saw him on the golf course. By the way, isn't it shocking? He didn't get to play, I guess.
Oh, dear.
Folks, what's happening to our country is a disgrace. It's never happened before. And in fact, she lied in front of Congress to such an extent. And I'll tell you what, I'm very disappointed in Congress, both Republican and Democrat, that they don't find a way to do something. Because they give the information to Department of Justice, they give the information that she lied to the FBI, and she could do whatever she wants to do, and they're not going to prosecute her. Because it's a total fix, and it's a disgrace.
Fix is in.
This corruption is just one more reason why I will ask my Attorney General to appoint a special prosecutor. And furthermore, we are going to investigate this phony investigation.
Yes!
It's a phony investigation. Hillary Clinton bleached. Now, you know how expensive it is? Nobody ever heard of it. I have people very sophisticated in the world of emails and all of this. They never even heard of bleaching. The reason they didn't, it's an unbelievably expensive process. Hillary Clinton bleached and deleted 33,000 emails after a congressional subpoena. So she gets a subpoena. She gets a subpoena. And after, not before, that would be bad, but after getting the subpoena to give over your emails and lots of other things, she deleted the emails. She has to go to jail. Which is a very big and powerful law firm, which is the one that said, oh, they'll determine what they're giving. Those representatives within that law firm that did that have to go to jail. She then had 13 telephones, and many of them were hammered dead. Now, how many people have gotten rid of a cell phone and hammered the hell of it? How? Any hands up, please? Hands up. Did anybody hammer? Uh-oh, he did. What's your business? Oh, is he in the mob? What's your business? These are illegal acts. You know, if you do this privately, it's a criminal act. And look at what happened. Look at what happened to other people like General Petraeus for doing a tiny fraction. Their lives have been destroyed. She's running for president, and she's being protected. And these people, the most dishonest people other than Hillary that you have, these people are protecting her because without the press, she is nothing. She is nothing. And this has been her whole life. From buying cattle and making one of the great returns ever because it was done dishonestly, to Whitewater, everything. This has been the life. But more importantly, take a look at her deals. Libya, Syria, ISIS. Look at what happened. She wants to get rid of ISIS. When she was in, ISIS didn't exist, essentially. She created the vacuum for ISIS.
Yeah.
The emails also show how the Clintons ripped off the wonderful people of Haiti, doing favors for their friends and special interests. Look at that, the woman's coming back. That woman was out cold, and now she's coming. See? We don't go by these new and very much softer NFL rules. Concussion. Up, up. Got a little ding on the head. No, you can't play for the rest of the season. Our people are tough. So Americans honestly have had it with the years and decades of Clinton corruption. It's corruption. This will finally be the year the American people can say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. The Clintons are a very dishonest and a very bad period. I mean, Bill Clinton was impeached for lying. He totally lied. He lost his law license. Remember this. You know, some people thought Hillary was smart. I don't think she's smart. Look how badly she performed in the last debate. Look. I thought she was terrible. Now look how badly she performed. She went to Washington, D.C. She took her bar exam and she failed, right? Oh, she's a genius. No, she failed on a bar exam. They'll go and check it, but trust me, folks, she failed on a bar exam. She couldn't pass, so she went someplace else and got her license to hurt people. The Clintons are the past, and a very dishonest past. We, as a group, as a movement, we are the future. We're going to be the future. And if we had a little help, from our very weak leadership, called Republican leadership, we'd be sailing like you've never sailed before. These are weak people. The new emails also show members of the Clinton team viciously attacking Catholics and evangelicals. No, the press doesn't want to report that one. That could be election change. It's just the latest evidence of the hatred that the Clinton campaign has for everyday faithful Americans. If you're a person of faith, I think you're going to vote for Donald Trump. And I have such support. Hillary Clinton. So do you believe the last 10 days, 5 to 6 of these a day? I may be limping over the finish line, but we're going to get that sucker. Now the press will report, this dishonest group of... Here's what the press will report. He said that he was going to limp over the line. Come on, Carl. You can do better, Carl. You can do better, Carl. Campaign Carl. Hillary Clinton thinks you're deplorable and irredeemable. I call you hardworking American patriots. And together, we are going to save our country. These emails also reveal that crooked Hillary Clinton believes in global governance, unlimited immigration, there goes your country, and rule by corporations. Speaking in a select group to a foreign bank, Hillary Clinton said, "My dream is a hemispheric common market." There go the rest of your jobs. With open trade and totally open borders. Okay, that's good. Okay, no more country. You know what? I want to have free trade too, but I want to have smart trade. We have trade where we benefit for a change because we have lost our jobs, we've lost our money, we owe $20 trillion. We don't make our product anymore.
Build that wall! Build that wall! Build that wall! Build that wall! Build
Mexico will pay for the wall 100%. 100%. Great people. I met with the president of Mexico a month and a half ago.
Mike! Whoa! Somebody pull the plug! It was CNN! They're gonna put a spin on this now, watch.
Hello? Okay. I thought this was set up by the Presidential Commission on Debates. So what a joke. What a joke those guys are. Talk about a mic that didn't work in the first debate. You know what they said? The head guy came over. And I said, my mic wasn't working. Why didn't you fix it? He said, we knew it didn't work, but we wanted to find out. So as soon as the debate was over, we wanted to find out what the problem. Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. We don't care if we stand in the rain, do we? I'll take my hat off. I'll get my hair nice and wet. That's the end of this suit. That's okay. Behind closed doors, when she thought no one was listening, she pledged to dissolve the borders of the United States of America. Hillary wants to end forever the American independence that our soldiers fought for and died for to keep and protect us. We will never surrender the freedom and sovereignty of the United States of America. A Trump administration will secure and defend our borders. Without borders, we don't have a country. Under the Obama-Clinton policies, illegal immigrants simply show up at the border and they're released into the United States. And that's why the Border Patrol agents and ICE, they're so upset. And it could be so easy for them, but these are great Americans. They want to do it right. And they know that what we're doing and who we're allowing into our country is wrong and bad for our country.
Yes.
I've met the family of Sarah Root, an unbelievable young girl killed the day after graduating from college with a 4.0 grade average, the top in her class. Her killer was released by Obama, meaning the Obama representatives, at the border. She should have been held. The killer should have been held. Released against the will of agents by a policy that's sick and weak and disgusting. Released, went on to kill and kill again and kill again. And Hillary wants to go even further. The ICE officers who endorsed me, their first endorsement ever, said that Hillary's plan is the most radical immigration proposal in United States history. Hillary also wants to increase Syrian refugees by 550% over Obama. Think of it. Obama's letting them in by the thousands. By the way, this guy, all he does is campaign. He is the worst. This, even though she admitted in private, according to WikiLeaks, don't you wish the press would pick up WikiLeaks and report it?
Yeah!
What they said about the Justice Department, what they said about Catholics, what they said about evangelicals, they must be dying watching this. But you know what? They know it's okay because they know it's not going to be properly reported. That she knows the terrorists are trying to infiltrate through the refugee program. She said that. She knows that's going to happen. And yet, the refugees she wants to pour in. The terrorists have already infiltrated our country. There are now 1,000 open ISIS investigations in all 50 states. Attack after attack, including the recent terrorist strikes in New Jersey and New York, Minnesota, that were made possible by our extremely open and extremely weak immigration system. The Orlando terrorist was the son of a Taliban supporter who sat right behind Hillary during a speech from Afghanistan. The examples go on and on. The shooter in San Bernardino, the killer who slaughtered 4 Marines in Chattanooga, Tennessee, the recent mall shooter in Washington State, were all admitted by authorities into the United States. They should never have been allowed to come in to our country. So let me state this clearly. I am going to keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country. At the same time, we're going to completely rebuild our very dilapidated, look, our military. It's in such, these are the greatest people on earth. Our military is depleted. We're going to rebuild our military. That includes building a state-of-the-art missile defense system. We are going to be protected. We are going to be strong. We are going to be strong. We are going to take care of our great veterans. Our veterans have been horribly treated. When it comes to keeping America safe, I believe in 3 very important words: peace through strength. But a strong country, we have to be a rich country. Sad. A woman came up, she said, Mr. Trump, that doesn't sound nice. Sorry, folks. We want to protect your Social Security. We want to protect your Medicare. She won't be able to do it. Hillary doesn't have a clue. Take a look at what she did to New York State. She said she was going to bring 200,000 jobs to upstate New York. It was a total disaster. People poured out of New York. They poured out of upstate New York. I am going to make America rich again. The Paris climate deal, and I believe so much in the environment. Believe it or not, people are shocked. I've won many environmental awards, many. But the Paris deal, supported by Hillary, will cost our country another $5.3 trillion over a period of time and skyrocket electricity prices in a very great state that's my second home.
Yeah.
What's that state? Florida. We will cancel this deal so that our companies can compete. And again, we want clean, beautiful air. And we want crystal clear water. That's what we want. And we want to be able to do business throughout the world, not so that we can't compete because of these crazy deals that our president is making. We are going to unlock the $50 trillion in energy reserves right here under your feet in America. This means many new jobs in Florida and all across America. That also means cheaper energy for our farmers, cheaper energy for everybody. We're going to take care of Florida farmers and Florida agriculture. And we're going to take care of our steel workers who are under siege from China. And we're going to take care of our miners who are practically being put out of business. The Obama-Clinton crew spent $50 billion on climate programs when they should have used that money to help Florida farmers fight diseases that threaten your crops. And that's happening all over. And by the way, when Clinton was Secretary of State, missing or gone, nobody can figure it out. Maybe someday they will, and maybe they'll never find it. Missing $6 billion. Oh, she'll be a wonderful president. She'll be a wonderful president. Remember, ISIS Here was ISIS when she started. Now ISIS is in 32 different countries, and now she stands up. I will fight ISIS very hard. We're going to fight ISIS very, very hard. There was no ISIS. She created the vacuum along with our incompetent president. She created the vacuum and ISIS formed. This money should have been invested in infrastructure like the Hoover Dam. A Trump administration will invest in projects like dams and railroads and fast trains and grids. Our electrical grid is obsolete and dangerous. We will return the EPA to its core mission, that same clean air and clean water that I just mentioned, and that means the water for Lakeland, and we have to remember that, right? Unless you don't want. Does everybody like clean water? Maybe. Hey, we could save a couple of bucks. Let it be dirty just for Lakeland, no? No. Okay, well, I promise it'll be crystal clear, crystal clean, okay? I'm just testing you. I'm just testing. I thought maybe you wouldn't mind. We could save a couple of bucks for the country, okay? At the center of our, that's very true, yeah. At the center of our economic revival, we'll be fixing our terrible trade deals. When I announced I was running, who knew this was going to happen? Remember? All of these guys, they can't believe what's going on. I'll tell you. These crooked people back there, they cannot believe. Remember this guy, Charles Krauthammer, where he goes, well, Donald Trump has not done this. He has no chance. Oh, really? I've done something. I have a lot of friends spend a lot of money betting because when they had me down at 3%, I had a friend who's one of the smartest guys in business. He said, you know what, Donald? In all fairness, I'll bet on you at 3% anytime. I made a lot of money. But one by one, we knocked them off, right? I knocked them off for you. The movement knocked them off. One by one, by one, by one. Governors, there was a time when I was 3 or 4 months into it where it said Trump has 4 months of experience and all of the people he's running against have 233 years. So it's 4 months versus 233 years, and here we are, folks. You see, because, and I've always said it, experience is very important, but competence is much more important. I've always said that. 47 million Americans are in poverty, and 45 million Americans are on food stamps. This is the legacy of Obama Clinton. My economic agenda will take in the opposite direction. And it can be summed up in 3 such beautiful, beautiful words. Jobs, jobs, jobs. The great state of Florida, my state, your state, has lost 1 in 4 manufacturing jobs since NAFTA, signed by Bill Clinton, the single worst trade deal ever signed, ever negotiated in the history of the world, okay? Not here, in the history of the world. You look at New England, you look at Florida, you look at Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, poor Michigan. I've been fighting for Michigan, and they don't listen, but now they're going to listen because I'm going to bring the auto industry back to Michigan. I've been talking about it for a long time. So her husband signs NAFTA. NAFTA's a disaster. Hillary Clinton's South Korea deal was supposed to be wonderful for the United States. Great. It was great for South Korea. For the United States, we lost at least 100,000 jobs. Since China entered the World Trade Organization, another Bill and Hillary-backed disaster, 70,000 factories have shut down or left the United States. So when I saw that number, I said, wait a minute. Go back. It's a mistake. Can't be 7. Maybe 7,000. Maybe 700. Can't be 70,000. Ready? 70,000 factories. Now they'll go and fact check. Oh, it was 69.99. These people are the worst. 70,000. I really thought they made a mistake. That's 15 factories closing a day on average. We have real geniuses in Washington, don't we? We're living through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. This is the greatest jobs theft in the history of our world. Remember that. And boy, is it going to change fast, folks. Boy, is it going to. You know, we have people here today who made more money 18 years ago than they're making now. They had one job instead of two, and they were a lot younger. So they're older, they make less, and they have 2 and 3 jobs. It's supposed to be the other way. But I always say it, you're working harder now than you ever did before, and you're older. Well, I'm working harder now than I ever did before, and I'm older too, so I don't feel sorry for you. Companies like Carrier, General Electric, Motorola, Mattel, Fiat Chrysler, and so many others are moving their jobs to Mexico and other places. And now Ford has just announced it's moving all of its small car production to Mexico. If and when I win, we are going to renegotiate the disaster known as NAFTA. We're going to renegotiate. And if we don't get the deal we want, we will terminate NAFTA, we will get out of NAFTA, we'll start all over again, and believe me, we're going to make some great deals, and I do believe in freight. Look, I believe totally in free trade. But it's got to be fair trade. It's got to be trade where, like, let's let some of the crumbs come our way. You know what we get? We get the drugs and the unemployment. Mexico gets the jobs, the factories, the money, the income. We get the drugs, they get the cash. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Our youth is being poisoned. Our people are being poisoned with the drugs that are pouring across that border. We're going to end that very fast. We will also stop the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the deal that Hillary Clinton in the debate swore that she said, I never said it was a gold standard. The crazy fact checkers said, I was right. I can't believe it. She did say it. And you know what, if she ever got in, and that deal, nothing's as bad as NAFTA, but that deal will be close. That'll take a lot of your jobs out of Florida. And it'll take a lot of your jobs out of everywhere, but it'll take a lot of your Florida jobs. The backers of that deal have donated heavily to Hillary Clinton, and they want her to get that deal approved. It's a very bad deal for our country. It's going to take more jobs. It's a very, very bad deal. TPP, hopefully I'm there. I will end it so fast, and we'll make deals with individual countries. Not this big web of complicated stuff, over 5,000 pages that nobody from our country even reads. Don't forget Obamacare. Thousands and thousands of pages, and in Congress, I think they said almost nobody even read it. And that's why, look, it was a disaster anyway, whether they read it or not. But TPP is great for other countries, but bad for us. We'll do it nice and simple. We like a country, boom, we do a trading deal. Another one, we do a trading deal. Another one. And if they don't behave, and if they don't live up to the deal, we send them what's called a notice of termination. 30 days. It's a 30-day notice of termination. And believe me, they will come back so fast. Sir, Mr. President, is there a way I can make this deal better for our country? I'll say, yeah, we'll do it, but we're going to make it even better now, okay? But we have a nice, simple path. Not this crazy web. Did you ever see this TPP? They've got arrows all over the place going to different countries. We will be free traders, but we will free trade with our brains. We will be smart. We will be smart. And we'll bring back jobs, and we'll begin making product again. We'll begin making things. My dream as president, one of many, will be to have Apple and companies like Apple start to make their iPhones and other products in the United States, not in China and Vietnam and all of the other countries they make them in. Hillary Clinton's an insider. She fights for herself. Yeah. I'm an outsider. Used to be an insider, to be honest with you, okay? I know the inside and I know the outside. And that's why I'm the only one that can fix this mess, folks. Believe me. Inside very well. And you know what? It's a lot easier from my position being on the inside. But I felt I had to do this. This country has been great to me. It's been great to my family. And I felt I had to do this. And the fact that I know who is more of an insider than me, in all fairness, nobody, practically nobody. So I know it from the inside and I know it from the outside. And the outside's a lot tougher. But I owe it to my country, and I know I really owe it We have such great people in this country. We're going to fix this country. We're going to get rid of these corrupt politicians. And we're going to do it right. By the time I finish, I'll have over $100 million into my campaign. Think of that. It's a lot of money. Financed the primaries, financed this. We have a lot of money coming in from the small donors. Never happened to a Republican before where they have this kind of money. Small donors average $61. But you know what? It's so important. And one of these characters said, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, because what you've done has never been done in the history of this country, meaning this great movement. Look at the people where they are. They did let some of those people in. Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you. Look at that. Look where that goes. But you know what? We are going to do things that are so important. And I said, it does matter whether we win or lose. And let me tell you, if I don't win on November 8th, he said, you'll go down in history. Now, Bernie won't go down in history. You know why? Because he made a deal with the devil. Had Bernie not made that deal, he would have gone down as a major footnote in political history. Yeah. Bernie sold out to the devil. He sold out to the devil. I mean, his ideas are different than ideas, other than he knew we were being ripped off on trade, which he's right about. But we can fix it. He couldn't. But Bernie Sanders sold out to the devil, and he's gone. And now when he goes and speaks, nobody shows up anymore. Sad. We can't let that happen to us. But I said to this pundit, I said, no, you're wrong. If I lose, I will consider it the biggest waste of time, energy, and money that I've ever done in my entire life. True. So I'm not controlled by the special interest. You're my only special interest, folks, I'm telling you. It's the people's voice being heard, and on November 8th, the whole world is going to hear your voice, and the whole world is going to see what's going to happen to the United States of America. They're going to hear you saying that it's time to put America first once more. We're going to start making things again in our country. As part of our plan to bring back our jobs, we're going to lower your business tax from 35% to 15%. New companies are going to form. People are going to get jobs. You saw the last jobs report. It was a disaster. I said, that can't be the last one before the election. They said, no, there's another one. Then they came back. They said, no, sir, we made a mistake. That's the last jobs. Take a look at the jobs report that came out last week. It is a disaster. Take a look at GDP. We're at 1%. If China was at 1%, it would be a national disaster. They go to 7 and 8 and 9%, and they consider it horrible. We go to 1%, and we just keep going along, folks. That means we're literally growing in the wrong direction. We're also going to fix our inner cities, so important to me. And we're going to help our African-American great people and our Hispanic American great people. 45% of African American youth live in poverty. African Americans have a really horrible low rate of home ownership, far lower than the rest of the population. Not good, 41%. 58% of African American youth don't have jobs. More than 3,000 people have been shot in Chicago since the beginning of the year. You don't hear these from these people back here. They don't want you to hear because they want crooked Hillary to get in. We have the highest murder rate in this country in 45 years. More people are being murdered now than being murdered in 45 years. So you look at our inner cities, the education's no good, the schools are horrible, the education's a disaster. People are being shot walking to the grocery store, their kids are being killed. It's a disaster. There's no jobs and there's no hope. And then for years, the Democrats have run the inner cities without abatement. 75 years. So here's what I say. We are going to fix the inner cities. I look at African Americans and I say, what the hell do you have to lose? We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. Promise. That's so cool. I mean, tell me. That's cool. But listen, what do we have to lose? What do you have to lose? Is it going to get worse? Look at the crime rate. Look at the education. Look at the jobs. The jobs are non-existent. Same thing for Hispanic Americans. You take a look at what they're going through, and it's so unfair. And I see all these women for Trump signs. I love this. I don't understand. Women for Trump. I don't get these polls. Every place I go, I see hundreds of women for Trump, and then I see a poll. He's not doing well with women. I don't know. I don't know. You know, my daughter Ivanka, she wants child care and senior care, all of them. But you know, women want safety for our country. They want a strong military. They don't want crime in our cities. They want to be protected by law and order. They want law and order. The women in this country want what I'm saying. And we are really, I think we're saying it very strong. So to the African Americans, I say, I will fix it. To the Hispanic Americans, I say, I will fix it. I will fight for you harder than anybody has ever fought for you. That's all of you. That's all of you. That's everything. We are going to make America strong again. We are going to make America safe again. We are going to make America rich again, and we are going to make America great again.